Hey everyone, I just wanted to check in and let you know that I am back from Chicago. I went to the Home and Houseware show and I spoke at the Inventor's Corner. And it was really a funny thing because they wanted me to speak on 5 rules on creating the best website for your product. And, I thought about that for about 3 months and in the state that everything is in these days, when it comes to selling a product online and having to compete in social or having to compete in search or having to compete because Amazon is, taking all of the eyeballs and the sales or the transactions away from a product-centric website. I really, and I was speaking to inventors who are basically at the Inventor's Corner in the huge, it's a busy corner. The pictures on Instagram that the guy took of me speaking do no justice because he never showed the crowd that I was actually speaking to, which was really standing around this massive trade show floor. So it was really kind of funny, but at least I have some pictures. But what I want to say is it's so interesting because a lot of the inventors were over 50. I have been, and I was part and parcel of creating that corner and creating inventors programs for the past 20 years. But I've watched things change, but I've watched things stay the same. And in speaking about 5 rules to creating a website, I remember speaking to groups of people in New York, telling them something like, "Oh, that's great. You have a website, but so what? Who's ever going to find it?" And then saying things like, by the way, that was before Google came around, right? And then Google comes around and, hey, that's great. You have a website and you can sell from your website, but it costs a lot of money to add a shopping cart and to process orders through your website. Okay, but then that worked, and it was people could actually make a lot of money on their websites. You could see a 30% return if you were driving television orders from a TV commercial to a website. You would see a really nice return actually. And then it got to, well, wait a minute. We can sell products on Amazon, and then there's third market sellers, and oh my God, and Walmart.com and Target.com, and I'm rubbing my face right now because I'm just going, oh Jesus, and everybody's numbers started to change, and it wasn't like you could really quantify a media buy anymore by a telephone number because people were watching the television commercial and they're ending up going to Amazon and purchasing on Amazon. Oh my God, what are we going to do? So that brings me back around to what did I talk about at the Houseware show, because they wanted me to talk about the 5 rules of making a really great product website to inventors on this stage. But I knew in my heart that the only way that you can sell product on the internet, truly sell product on the internet, is certainly not on your website, unless of course you have millions of dollars to drive people to your website and you have millions of dollars to afford to not be on Amazon to sell your product, which is where everybody goes to shop. So I decided to do the 5 rules, literally 5 rules. Rule number 1, your product is not king. Rule number 2, your customer is the hero. Rule number 3, stop overthinking it. Yes, that is a picture of a pretty little fairy on the PowerPoint presentation. Rule number 4, which turned into be about rule number 4.9, 4.7, 4.5, was a good one for people, because if you are going to have a website, please have the correct product images, have beautiful packaging, do the alt text properly so that you're found in Google, blah, 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 blah. Rule number 4.8 eventually got me around to stop competing with giants. Why? Because rule number 5 is be a valued partner to the marketplaces that are out there, because damn it anyway, you're not going to sell anything on your website. Your website is just someplace people go to find out who you are and what is What is the passion that you, as a product owner, as an entrepreneur, bring to the world? Why are you doing what you're doing? That is what the tipping point is for the decision that is being made when someone then goes to make that transaction on Amazon. They look at your website and they say, this is a freaking cool company, so I think I'm going to buy from them, as opposed to buy from another competitor that is surrounding you on the Amazon page. And anyway, the moral to my story is that you always have to stand out from the competition. But today, you have to stand out from the competition in the cultural nuance of your brand narrative, and that you understand that customer, by the way, that was number 2. The customer is the hero, and always make them the hero. Don't try to sell them your product on your website, because they're not going to buy it. They're going to go to Amazon. They're going to go wherever they feel comfortable, know, like, and trust. And that is where they are going to shop. So just use your website to be a leverage for being a valued partner of all of the major mega companies out there, Bed Bath & Beyond, Home Depot, Target.com, Amazon, that are all vying for that first place, number 1 in SEO. They pay for that for you. And number 2, they just want to take your customer away from you. You can't beat them. You got to join them. And that's what my talk was about. And I had so many people come up to me and say to me, thank you. It was almost like a thank you, Jesus moment, because it was like they thought they were the only ones that weren't selling their products on their websites. They didn't know what was wrong with their website. And the fact is you can't sell your product on a website anymore. Period. Bam. Done. Been there, done that, over. Let's move on. Just use it to support your brand narrative, who you are, what you stand for. Make it easy. Don't overthink it. Don't compete with giants. Be a valued partner. Those are my 5 rules. And remember them, because I am always right. I have to tell you, I am always right.